Nothing can be loved. A Detective Luca Meroni crime thriller, the Rome Trilogy, Book 2. Written by Tony Viola. This audiobook is narrated by digital voice Aida, courtesy of 11 Labs. Prologue. Via degli Zingari, Rome, 1815. Thursday, 8th of March, 2018. Stepping out of the shadows, the priest disappeared into the darkness. The woman pointed up the narrow alley. Bassi watched as Officer Romanetti followed her up the stone steps. At the top, next to the dead body, a man stood guarding 2 suitcases. The woman spoke in English. We had just left the apartment when we saw her. Romanetti shone his torch on the graffiti-covered walls. What time do you have to be at Fiumicino Airport? We have a booking for the 20 hours KLM flight to Amsterdam, said the woman. Bassi whispered, Is she alive? Romanetti poked at the neck for a pulse. He pushed the head up. It flopped back down, the chin resting on the chest. No, Officer Bassi, it's just another drug overdose. Here, have a look. You'd better get used to dead bodies. Bassi saw the needle hanging from the dead woman's left arm. She can't be much older than me. Romanetti patted her on the back. Call it in. Drug overdose. We'll need an ambulance to take her to the mortuary. I'll see what else our Dutch friends have to say. Bassi spoke into her police radio. Ambulance, Via degli Zingari. The deceased is at the top of the steps leading to Via del Sambuco. Romanetti turned to the couple. Thanks. You can go now. We called 112 as soon as we saw her. I'm sure they took my mobile number, but do you want to take my contact details? Asked the man. A taxi stopped and sounded its horn. Romanetti fished in his pocket and took out a squashed carton. Have a pleasant flight. He turned his back and lit a cigarette. The woman shrugged, grabbed her suitcase, and headed down the steps. The man spoke to Bassi. One thing, officer. Sorry, do you speak English? Bassi pinched her thumb and forefinger together. Yes, a little. The man continued. There was a priest. We saw him as we came out of the apartment. He walked away from the body and straight past us. It seemed odd. He said nothing. He didn't even look at us. Bassi took out her pocket notebook. Can I take your name, please, signore? Romanetti's hand stayed Bassi's pen. He spoke in strong Roman dialect in case the Dutchman fancied himself as a polyglot. No need for that, Officer Bassi. The signore said he'd given his details when he called 112. They will be on the incident record. The woman, having given her suitcase to the taxi driver, returned. We just thought it strange that he did not stop. He was standing over the poor girl. Romanetti waved her away. Thank you, and have a safe flight. The couple shook their heads and made their way down to the taxi. Bassi heard footsteps coming along Via del Sambuco. A dark figure walked towards them. The priest knelt over the body. He made the sign of the cross, mumbled a prayer, kissed the crucifix that hung from his neck, and pressed it to the dead woman's forehead. It was unseasonably cold for early March, and the priest wore a heavy black coat and fedora hat. A thick woolen scarf covered his face. I saw her about 5 minutes ago, but I'd left my phone at the convent. The priest stood up and produced a cheap mobile from his trouser pocket. I called 112. They should have my details. I'm sorry, I really must go. I just came to check you had attended. I must go. Mass is at 7 o'clock. Bassi glanced down at her notebook. The couple we just spoke with said... The priest's scarf slipped down, revealing a scarred face. Romanetti lowered Officer Bassi's gloved hands. Thank you, Father. It was good of you to come back and check. There are so many young people using drugs nowadays, Officer. Romanetti tossed his cigarette. Another wasted life, but I doubt she will be missed. One should not judge too harshly, Officer. Remember, nothing can be loved unless it is first understood. The priest regarded Romanetti with a solemn look, pulled the scarf up around his face, and disappeared, back into the shadows.